I'm George Friel, and I'd like to give you a little background on this film we're making. In the year 2000, my mother made good on the one and only threat she had ever made. That threat being that if we thought dealing with my father was so easy, she would give him to us for a while, and so she did. Her final wishes were to be cremated. However, when the funeral director informed us that Mom was so tiny they didn't have enough material to start a good fire, we found good reasons for the traditional burial. Since Mom was now resting on a beautiful hillside in Bushnell National Cemetery, Florida, it raised a major question of how to handle my father's wishes when he joined her almost 2 years later in October of 2001. My brother Jim and I decided that they should stay together since they had been inseparable in mind and spirit as long as either of us had known them. Still, Jim and I wanted to honor my dad's desire to be buried at sea. The sea he had loved and worked on for so much of his life. My father had been a Korea sailor for 20 years. He had served aboard many ships and visited many lands, but he loved this country more than any other. So how could we honor his wishes and also tell his story? This movie is our attempt to do just that, and by extension, tell the story of all those other unsung heroes. And just as importantly, tell the story of the heroes they leave behind, those who love them, care about them, and sadly sometimes have to mourn for them, when they are called on to make the ultimate sacrifice. Now, as I sit here speaking to you today, it may appear my arms are covered in what today's jargon refers to as ink. Appearances can be deceiving, however. These are actually a modern-day fashion accessory that allows you to look the part without ever experiencing the pain. They offer the perfect visual device to describe why this film needs to be made. Many of us are enjoying the good ride, never experiencing nor even acknowledging that it has a cost. Most veterans and their families have not made the ultimate sacrifice in mankind's defense. What they have done, however, is when the call has come to possibly sacrifice everything, to give one's all, they have stood up and answered, yes, we will serve a cause greater than ourselves. So this is why we make this film, A Ride to Grateful, a motorcycle odyssey, a cross-country journey beginning at the events of Pearl Harbor on December 7th, 1941. The return of our father's DNA to the Pacific Ocean, where his love of the ships and the sea began, then a ride through California, where my story began. Heading east, we will share his story and those of others we meet along the ride. I invite you to join my brother and me, along with our two canine companions, Duffin and Otis, on this ride, the ride to grateful.